The Spark Within, a story of the human brain. Long before machines could think and long before words like intelligence were even spoken, the most powerful thinking machine already existed, quietly pulsing inside the heads of every human being. The human brain, a 3-pound mass of soft tissue, had already conquered mountains, painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, written poetry, and launched rockets into space. But how did such a mysterious organ come to hold the secrets of humanity? This is the story of the brain, not just in flesh and neurons, but in dreams, evolution, and infinite possibility. Chapter 1. The Awakening. Millions of years ago, early mammals scurried in the shadows, their small brains wired mainly for survival, smell, sight, and sound. The first glimmers of something more came in a creature not much different from a chimpanzee. Over time, the brain began to grow, folding inward like an intricate map. The neocortex expanded, and with it came new powers: memory, emotion, decision-making. But it wasn't until the rise of Homo sapiens, around 300,000 years ago, that the brain became something truly spectacular. It was as if nature had lit a spark. This spark didn't make humans the strongest or the fastest, but it made them the most adaptable. They could imagine things that didn't exist: gods, tools, stories, and futures. They began to ask questions. Who am I? Why am I here? How does the world work? And the organ asking those questions was itself the answer. Chapter 2. A Symphony of Neurons. Inside the human brain are around 86 billion neurons, specialized cells that talk to each other using electrical and chemical signals. Each neuron can connect to thousands of others, forming an enormous network more complex than the internet. The brain doesn't have just one job. It is a city of specialists. The occipital lobe helps you see. The temporal lobe helps you hear and understand language. The frontal lobe helps you plan your day, imagine your future, and decide between right and wrong. The amygdala handles fear. The hippocampus is where memories are born. When you look at a flower, read a book, or fall in love, your brain lights up in patterns scientists are still struggling to understand, and somehow out of this electrochemical storm, consciousness arises, the experience of being you. Chapter 3. The Brain That Builds. Unlike other species, humans began to use their brains not just to survive, but to create. They carved tools from stone, painted animals on cave walls, and built languages. With language came culture, and with culture came civilization. A human brain could imagine a god and build a temple. It could dream of flying and build an airplane. It could fear death and invent medicine. All progress, from fire to smartphones, began inside someone's skull. Yet the brain is not without limits. It is prone to illusions, to forgetting, to emotional bias. It creates memories that aren't always real and beliefs that may not be true. It evolved for a different world, a world of tribes and predators, not the modern maze of cities, screens, and social media. Still, it adapts. Chapter 4. The Brain Studies Itself. For most of human history, people didn't know what the brain actually did. In ancient Egypt, the brain was removed and discarded during mummification. The heart was considered the seat of thought. It wasn't until much later, with the tools of science, that humans began to unlock the brain's secrets. Scientists like Santiago Ramon y Cajal drew neurons by hand, revealing their beauty. Researchers discovered how brain injuries could change personality. MRI machines allowed people to watch the brain in action. And then something truly strange happened. The brain began to study itself. It asked, how does memory work? Why do we dream? Can we cure depression? Can we enhance intelligence? Can we upload consciousness? The brain had become both the observer and the observed. Chapter 5. The Plastic Mind. For a long time, scientists thought the brain was fixed after childhood. But they were wrong. The human brain is plastic, not in the sense of being artificial, but in the sense of being changeable. A person who loses sight may develop enhanced hearing. A child who learns 2 languages may grow extra gray matter. A stroke victim can, with effort, teach another part of the brain to take over lost functions. This adaptability is called neuroplasticity, and it means that no person is truly stuck. The brain can learn new things, heal old wounds, and rewire itself in response to experience. Even your thoughts, the stories you tell yourself, can shape your brain. Meditation can change its structure. So can trauma. So can love. Chapter 6. The Future Brain. Today, we are entering a new chapter of the brain's story. Brain-computer interfaces are being developed that let people control machines with their thoughts, artificers.